So over the past few years, we've looked at a lot of different stoves and ways to cook when you're on the go, let's say hiking or backpacking, even camping, for example. Stoves that pack down, they're highly portable, stuff that you can put in a kit or a bag. So lately I've been looking at larger stoves or ways to cook food for an entire family. Bugging in, for example, I know that if there is something that happens, I'm going to do my best to bug in. I've got my house set up that way so that I can stay as long as possible. Now if my power goes out, of course I can't use my oven, I can't use my stove, so I'm looking into ways that I can still cook using resources such as wood and even the power of the sun. So we're going to take a look at a fantastic item today that is highly versatile, many different ways it can be used, and it can be used in an off-grid situation if there is no power. It's also a very fun way to cook, and it's also portable. It does have some weight to it, but it could certainly be used in the vehicle as a camping stove or something that you could use if you did have to bug out. So here we have the CampMaid complete outdoor cookout grill set. Now they sell a lot of these components individually at some really reasonable prices. This, however, is one of their complete sets. And again, great for putting in the car, having it there should you need to cook, not only for yourself, but for a group as well. Also great to take camping, and great, again, just to use around your home. Right off the bat here, we have the heavy duty carrying bag. You can see it has two heavy duty handles. It is quite heavy because it's got a complete 12-inch Dutch oven in here. But we can pop the top. First thing we have here is what they call their flip grill. You can use this many different ways. We'll show you that in a moment. Let's get the rest of the components out here. You got your 12-inch CampMaid Dutch oven. They do make different sizes. The cool part about this is that it doesn't have any notches or ridges on the bottom, so you can actually use this as a griddle. You could do bacon and eggs on here, so that's pretty cool as well. And the system is set up to allow you to do that. And then you have this contraption here, which is called their lid holder and serving stand. Keeps your lid off the ground. We'll look at that in a moment. And it also will allow you to use, again, that lid as a skillet. So this thing just folds out by the numbers. There's little numbers here. You got 1, 2, and 3. That's how you fold it up. So you go in the reverse to unfold it, 3, 2, 1. And again, we'll look at that in more detail in a moment. Then we have our charcoal holder, which is adjustable. That is super cool. And finally, we have our 12-inch Dutch oven. Once we pop that out of the bag here, you can see it's reinforced on the bottom, it's padded on the sides. So definitely a cool thing to store a large amount of cooking gear in. So let's first start out with this funky contraption they call the lid holder and serving stand. When it's flipped up like this, it's just that. It's a serving stand for your cast iron pot. Allows you to set it up here and, you know, have elevated access to serve your food, which I find is really cool. Don't have to set your Dutch oven on the ground. The second application for it is to lift the lid off your Dutch oven, so you don't have to put on a glove or anything like that. Once you set it down on the lid here of the Dutch oven, you can see these little prongs here rest right on the top lid, and then this has a spring, so you press down, grab your lid, and then you not only have your lid, but it's not going anywhere either. And if you set that on the ground, your lid isn't gonna get all dirty like it would when you just set it on the leaves and the grass, and then you go to put your lid back on and you get all that in your food. So really cool there, and again, it stays rock solid just like that. Then since it's locked in there, all we have to do is flip it over and you've got yourself a skillet for cooking foods that way. And again, it's not going anywhere. It's locked in with those little prongs and the spring handle. Super duper cool. So this is their charcoal holder, also a component of the complete set. Again, you can buy these components separately, or you can get them in the set. This allows you to hold your charcoal. It also allows you to set your cast iron pot right on the top, and you could cook that way. Very low profile way to do it, for sure. It has the ventilation there to allow you to do so. And then it also clamps on to the lid holder and serving stand. We're going to look at that setup in a moment, as well as do some cooking with it. So this is their flip grill. It also can be used several different ways. It also works as a steamer option here. You can take your Dutch oven there and you can set it in the bottom, and that would allow you to steam up vegetables. So that's very cool. But it also works in conjunction with the charcoal holder with your serving stand and lid holder. So this is where the engineering gets really genius here. We can take our flip grill, and we're going to flip it upside down. Now you notice these reinforced corners here. Those corners correspond with the little notches here. And then we're just going to reach down with our grabber handle here with the little hook in it, and we're just going to clamp on to the little loop that's on the flip grill. Then we go ahead and flip it over, and boom, you've got yourself a rock solid spot to cook some food. Now how are you going to heat that? Very simple. We take our charcoal holder, which we showed you a minute ago. You notice it's got a spring here. That spring actually opens up the entire charcoal holder, allowing us to simply just attach it right there onto the little notches that are in the hook that goes down here, and that way we have an adjustable way to heat our whatever we're cooking. So we can put it all the way down, and then of course it rises up all the way up to the top here for additional heat. This is one of those products that pretty much takes multi-purpose to its full extent. We could even put some meat or something like that, and you can actually put your cast iron pot right on top, and now you're smoking. So it gives you sort of an oven capability, it gives you a smoking capability, it gives you a grilling capability, it gives you a steaming capability. Lots and lots of things you can do with this setup. And if you follow my second channel at all, you know that I love to do camp cooking videos on there with all the gear that we've looked at, this being no exception. There's going to be a lot more cooking videos to come on Living Survival 2. Check this out. This is called their kickstand, another awesome product that they make. It's just got this hook on here, and it's got a little handle here. What this is for is it's for lifting off your pots off your Dutch ovens. But what's also cool is that you just flip it up and it becomes a kickstand. So it becomes a way that you can, again, set your lid on the ground without it touching leaves or grass or dirt. That way when we go to put it back on, we're not getting all of that in our food. Another very cool and unique item that they sell is their charcoal chimney starter. You've probably seen these before, especially if you use charcoal, a charcoal grill for example. This is just your standard charcoal starter with a twist here. So it actually folds. It's the only one that I've ever seen that folds out like that. And then you've got the little stand there for your charcoal. So if you haven't seen these before, you load up the charcoal, you put some newspaper in the bottom, and it will start your charcoal without having to use lighter fluids. Your food tastes better, and it gets going rather quick. But I thought this was very cool because of the capability of it folding up, which I hadn't seen before in one of these charcoal starters. So it comes nice and small, again, easy to store down in your cast iron pot or store in the car along with the rest of this Cookset. Again, with their gear being very multi-purpose, you can also use this as a hobo stove. So you could set a pot or a pan on top of that, and you could cook just using this. Last product today I wanted to show you from CampMaid before we get cooking here is their all-natural coconut charcoal. So this uses coconut husks, I believe, instead of just regular charcoal. It produces less smoke, recyclable as a natural fertilizer, and they say it burns 2 times longer and hotter than wood charcoal. So I filled this about 1/3 of the way full. I'm definitely not going to need very much charcoal at all, especially if this stuff does burn hotter and longer. So 1/3 of the way up the charcoal or the chimney starter here. If you've never used one of these before, these things are awesome. You load it up. We're just going to throw some newspaper on the bottom there, and we're going to light that up, and then you give it maybe 10-15 minutes and your charcoal will be ready to go without using lighter fluid. So our charcoal is ready. I'm just going to pour it down here onto the charcoal holder. Hopefully I estimated properly. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so once you got those in the charcoal holder, I'm going to bring back the grill here, and again this thing just clamps open. So I'm just going to go ahead and slide it in there, and we can clamp it, and it locks down onto these grooves on the hook that goes down. So again, you can adjust your cooking surface up or down whether you need or want more heat or less heat. These have been rubbed and chilling in the refrigerator for a couple hours now. A company called El Rabbit's Barbecue sent me over some sauce to try, so that's what we're going to be using today. I got a couple jars of each. I've used it before. It tastes really good. We're going to be using the spicy version today. Now, as you can see in there, it's quite liquidy, so it's more of a mopping sauce than a thicker barbecue sauce. But that's what we're going to do. We're going to slow our chicken down, and we're just going to mop some of this on there. Then I want to lower my temp a little bit on my charcoal, so I'm just going to go ahead and grab this here. Now these rubber things did heat up quite a bit, so I can't even grab that without a hot mitt. So I'm just going to use that to squeeze and use the kickstand over here to lower it down. So there, we lowered our charcoal down. That's going to lower our heat a little bit. Those coconut briquettes are doing a great job of maintaining their heat. Got a pretty even cook on this system, which I really like that too. Wings are done, and there's still plenty of heat with those coconut briquettes, so those are super cool. I like the fact that you can adjust the heat up and down by moving that charcoal holder up and down. However, the handles need to be a little bit longer. I'm sure they did it so that it'll still pack down into the cast iron pot. So packability is why they're shorter, but they are sort of hard to grab, especially when they heat up. But as long as you have an oven mitt or a rag or something, definitely easy to do. You can move that thing up and down. Much easier to control the heat, being able to do it that way. Check out these wings. Let's give it a taste test. El Rabbit's barbecue sauce, CampMaid, Cookset. Once I start eating wings, it's hard to stop. Got barbecue sauce on my face. El Rabbit's barbecue sauce is slamming. Wings are slamming. CampMaid Cookset, definitely something I'm going to use again. Slamming. So man, those wings turned out great. I'm going to put a link below to El Rabbit's barbecue sauce in the description if you guys want to pick up some of that. And of course, I'm going to leave the links below to CampMaid, where you guys can pick up not only their complete kits, but you can pick up the individual items like the charcoal starter, for example, that also works as a hobo stove. That's a great item. I believe it comes free with one of their kits. You can check their website for that. But highly versatile, highly multi-purpose. That's what I love so much about it. It's still somewhat portable. You know, and it can be used in a variety of different ways, whether you're grilling, steaming, smoking, using the skillet. There's so many different things that you can do on it, and you can do it for a larger group of people as opposed to the small foldable portable stove. So a great addition to the homestead for sure, and a great addition to your guys's cooking kits as well. If you want to see more videos, I do a lot of cooking videos on Living Survival 2. The link is always below in the description. There's definitely going to be some more videos using the CampMaid stuff coming up on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Leave me a comment below. Share this video to anybody who might be interested on your social media. And as always, if you haven't done so, click that subscribe button and also click the notification bell to be notified of new videos.